Check, check.
Check, check.
Oh my god. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Disc Northwest 2024 BX State Semifinals 1. Today you'll be watching Garfield Purple Haze versus the Roosevelt Riders. We are currently 2 points in the game. Thank you for waiting. A little bit of technical difficulties. The score is 1-1. I'm Mira Schneeweiss-Loren, and I'm here with
Isabella Farr.
and we are so happy to be here.
So happy.
Good save there by Jude Small for Garfield. Like I said, we're 2 points into the game. Just holds so far. Garfield working it into the end zone. Bison McCotter on the sideline, and that is Gavin Fischel's second goal of the game, and that's going to be a break for Garfield.
Beautiful. They are pumped up.
Yeah. So a little background on the game. Let me look at the bracket really quick. So there was a little bit of complications for Garfield getting into this game. Thursday night they were playing EPS in the quarterfinals. It's a very, very dramatic turn of events in that game, though, as the score was 8-8 Universe. It was pouring rain. The boys on both teams grinding through the rain, very gritty. And suddenly the lights go out, everything goes black, and everyone's confused. So could not get the lights back on for that game. So what ended up happening was Garfield and Eastside Prep played a 40-minute game to 7 right before this Roosevelt Garfield game got here. So Garfield is already hyped. They're already warm. They've been playing for almost an hour now.
And what was the score?
The score of that EPS Garfield game was 7-2.
Wow.
They came out firing. They kind of crushed EPS's spirits a little bit. Kind of hard to watch. But very, very impressive performance there from Garfield. And Roosevelt beat Lakeside to get into this game. I don't know about the score on that one, but yeah, both teams have had very successful seasons. Garfield has had one loss in the regular season. Roosevelt's either 1 or 2. I don't remember. Yeah, so we're here. Looks like Garfield is coming down in his zone. Got Manny Burson, the GOAT, with the disc. Through the middle. Working it down the field. We got Jack Lawson under. Garfield defense catching up.
There's been a lot of, I don't know if the right word is turnover this season, but in past years it's been like pretty clear who like the top 1 or 2 teams are, but
This is a whole new setup, yeah.
this is a whole new setup.
It's interesting, though, because this is Garfield boys' first time to states since 2016. So they're trying to make history here. If they win this game, that'll be the farthest a Garfield boys team has made it ever. So they're really working to do that.
Wow.
Got Lucas with the disc, up to Manny. Doing a really good job of moving it quickly. Cup is having trouble following. Not quite in the end zone. Manny with the disc.
They're going to stay in this zone for now.
Yeah, usually I would come out of it a little
Yeah.
sooner. Nice grab there for Roosevelt.
Right on the end zone
Garfield's
line.
doing a very good job of containing them, though. Loving the patience from Roosevelt. Harrison, back to Manny. Garfield's kind of pushing them into the backfield a little bit. Lucas, Harrison, into the middle. And that is a Roosevelt hold. Score is now 2-2. I expect this to be a very close game. If you didn't know, in another shocking turn of events, in the regular season, Garfield and Roosevelt tied. It was Universe Point. They were out of time. Coaches decided to call it for a tie. And then Roosevelt beat Garfield at the boys' invite. I think maybe not by very much, so these teams are very evenly matched. Do you want to share a little bit about yourself, Isabella? Introduce you to the fans?
Me?
Who, me?
I am, well, to start off, I'm Mira's best friend in the world.
It's true.
Yep. I played for Nathan Hale High School.
Weep.
Yep, Mira's favorite team. I graduated last year, and now I'm playing for UW Element. Go Dogs.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm a handler.
Mm-hmm. And you know one of the Roosevelt coaches pretty well, and why is that?
Oh yeah, Mort. I'm sorry, Mo. He and I were on mixtape together this year. And yeah, all around fun guy. Crazy tall, just like
Just calling him out like that. Really big pull there for Roosevelt.
and great player and guy. Shout out
Nicely
Mo.
fielded there by Bison. Augie with the disc, and it looks like Roosevelt is coming in his zone.
That was a good pull.
Durgan McBroom.
Great name.
Incredible. So Harry Potter.
No, I was just about to say that, seriously.
Denny with the disc. Back to Bison. Loving the patience here. As a Garfield attendee and a longtime friend of many of these players, I've been to a lot of Garfield games this year. I think all except for one or two. And they have been playing against a lot of different zones. And one thing that I'd like to see more from them this game is chiseling. Mr. Denny Boomin is quite good at it, but I think one thing that could really improve their game is if they are chiseling, which they're doing a good job of now, but I think they get into a pattern of getting a little standstill. So we'll see if they change that at all this game.
Chiseling, for those who don't know, is what they just almost tried to do, which is not trying to get it over the top or around anybody, but like take the easy 5-yard throw right through the cup.
Yeah, so one of the handlers is going to cut from behind the thrower into the cup and get some yards through. Doing a really good job of getting big yards with these throws. Jude Small with the disc. Denny with the big travel. This game is observed. If you don't know what an observer is, it's similar to a ref, except for they can't make calls. So if there is a call on the field that isn't agreed upon, the players can go to the observer and they can tell them their ruling or their opinion. Only one player has to go to the observer.
They also keep track of time throughout the game and like in between points.
That was a shifty little blade for Bison, and he got it back up line. Dumping to Denny.
That's
and a big
great.
Swing.
I love to see that.
The deep or the backfield defenders on Roosevelt are doing a good job making sure those big throws aren't going up to the middle of the field or to the deep. Augie with the disc to Jude. Quite springy, that guy. Look at this patience. Seems like both teams have some really good patience and stamina.
Should be a good game.
Bison again with the disc. He's looking a little frustrated. He wants that huge blade. I know he does.
Both O-lines have turned it over this game.
Yeah, there hasn't been a clean hold yet.
Is that true?
It's true.
Oh, wow. That's why you're the GOAT.
Alex Muse with the disc, and Jude jumps it in. Observer rules in.
That's a goal.
The score is 3-2. Maybe we'll see the first break of the game.
So exciting. Wait, didn't they already break? You said Garfield with the break earlier.
Did I say that?
I'm just keeping it real. 100%.
Low-key, I didn't mean it. There hasn't been a
that's
break yet.
You're just manifesting.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about Mo Tilmo earlier, the other coach for Roosevelt, Manny Eckert, very experienced Frisbee player. Lots of IQ on that guy. He knows strat like no other. And then for Garfield, we have Soren Dahl and Tony Goss and Rusty Brown, who are all Garfield alums. A little fact here, Soren and Tony both played with my brother, the King, Isaiah Schnee-Weiss-Loren, back in the day. And yeah, the last time that Garfield made it to the stadium, Soren and Tony were both on that team.
Oh.
It was really a star-studded roster. We're going to see probably a zone look here from Garfield, talking to the coaches before the game. They said they just really want to respond to whatever Roosevelt's doing, and they have a couple different looks planned.
Not too windy today, but could play a factor in each team's offense.
It's pretty cold down there too, so maybe a little hand frigidness might come into play. You can see the pull coming now from Den the D-line demon.
Den the D-line demon, who claims he is better at pulling than me. I don't know about it.
I wouldn't say so.
That was pretty good though.
Roosevelt getting the disc in motion quickly, as they should. believe that's Marcus with the disc. Now Harrison. Through the middle. That's a nice little find.
Pretty
Harrison, Lucas.
Standard 3-3-1 zone with Kenji as the deep.
The chemistry between the Roosevelt handlers is really impressive. They kind of just know where each person wants to go and is putting it right where they're going to be.
Yeah. Are they all seniors?
I know Jack Lawson with the disc right now. He's either a sophomore or a junior. He's ooh, and a hand block there.
Who even got that?
That is going to be Jaden Yu. Denny with the disc. A big mark there from Lucas. Look at the wingspan on that guy. Augie now. We got Garfield in a messy vert stack.
Nice throw, though, to get it off the sideline.
Whoa.
And a timeout called.
Would you call that a veteran call?
That could be classified as a veteran call.
One might say. There's a lot of former teammates on these teams. Jude and Lucas and Harrison have all played together on U17 boys. Kenji and Denny as well. And I think Gavin played with Jack this year, Jack Lawson for U17 boys, and they've played together on U20 boys for YCC. So they're all good friends.
So a lot of love in this game.
So much love.
So much love.
I think this might be a little bit of a heated matchup, seeing as that tie got these two teams pretty riled up. So there might be some.
Okay, so not only love in this matchup.
Maybe just a little leftover energy from that tie. You know, maybe a little bit of revenge, perhaps.
Interesting.
We'll see what Garfield sets up in here. Roosevelt, I expect them to come out in a person, but I wouldn't be surprised if they threw a zone out here. What are those cones on the field? In the end zone.
That's a good question.
Who knows? We're going to have Jude Small with the disc. Jude Small, FBGM.
Denny at the front looks very isolated. The whole rest of the stack.
He has a
pushed all the way
plan.
back.
Got Marcus on Denny. It's a good matchup.
Interesting. He's starting pretty level with the disc.
Yeah, and
I wonder if it's a play for the 3.
Yeah, Augie's directly behind him as well. That's a nice inside there to Durgan.
Oh,
Not in, and that's
wow.
Kenji Lorenz in the end zone for a Garfield break.
Beautiful.
Look at the hype. Look at the energy.
Very John Randolph of him.
Who does he think he is?
I just told you.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
The score is now 4-2 Garfield. We see a power walk from Lucas down to the other sideline. I respect that. You know, I'd be doing that.
Honestly, me too.
Got a lot of noise from the crowds today.
Garfield fans have seen some pretty exciting things happen today, so
yeah,
they're probably pretty hyped.
Should we get some fun facts going?
I feel like that's a really good idea, Mara. Thank you for bringing it up.
Okay, you guys are not going to believe this one. Number 40 on Roosevelt, Oscar Edibles, met Kanye West in the 3rd grade.
That's
crazy.
Very exciting.
And Rowan Dean, famously son of King Ryan Dean, Kingdom legend, can backflip on skis. I believe that. That makes sense. That matches up.
I'd like to see proof.
Can we get a video up here in the booth?
I believe it.
Number 24, Austin Marwick. Nope, I just lied. No, I didn't. Has climbed Mount Baker.
That's crazy. But not Edwards.
No, I mean, I've done that.
Right.
Most people can't.
I mean, me too.
Jude Small, who we just saw with the disc on the field, is the best Google Solitaire player in the state. He made that up.
You believe it, though?
No, not for a second. Augie Bonnell, number 16, is a creature of the night. I believe that. So timeouts are theoretically 90 seconds. We have observers today, so that those type of the timed things will be kept in check very well.
Yeah, that's nice.
You ever played with observers?
Yeah, I've played, thank you. I've played with observers. I've played without. There's a noticeable difference.
It's very, yeah.
The energy is much more, like, charged.
It's very serious.
Very electric when the observers are there.
Lots of pressure.
It can be stressful, like, running off and on the line.
Yeah.
And, like, needing to know the game plan, needing to be ready. You know, like, you kind of always have to be on.
Yeah.
But I've played pretty important games without observers, and it definitely makes a difference. Like,
Yeah.
it is very important to have observers.
You can see that the Garfield line is very far back in the end zone for this pull, and that's because they don't want to get called offsides. Rolled out there.
Pretty good pull. Traps him on the sideline.
Marcus picking up, and Garfield coming down in his zone. This is a classic group of people in the zone for Garfield. Right through the middle, immediately loving the quick disc movement.
Yeah, no player had it in their hands for more than 2 seconds, probably, which is nice.
Marcus on the sideline. Back to Marcus. Oh, it's a little
Pops
too high.
up.
Here
Secured
comes
by
Manny
number
Burson.
16.
A little bit of contact there, but everyone's all right. And the hammer immediately
Awesome.
to Rowan Dean. Can throw anything, that guy. He's so tall. Manny. Unfortunately, we don't have a number on that fellow, and I don't know his name, but I'll get that soon. I promise.
We'll
Manny.
call him reversible for now.
Ooh, I like that blade. Good read there by Jack. Garfield's cup is having a little trouble containing the handler movement, but that is a miscommunication there for Garfield.
That hurts.
Immediately going deep. Jude wants it, but he holsters.
Oh, I didn't know he was a lefty.
Hell yeah.
That's exciting.
I wish I was a lefty.
It's annoying to mark lefties.
Denny with the disc. It looks like Roosevelt is having trouble setting up in person. There's a couple people left unguarded. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. Bison to the end zone.
Ooh, risky
But
shot.
Manny is there.
Nice poach block.
Yeah, that's a good read. He wants the hammers and the over-the-top stuff. I see that fake.
That was a nice transition right back into zone.
Yeah, that was
kind
clean.
of quell their movement. You like that word?
No.
Oh, okay.
Jack to Marcus. Lucas.
Denny wanted that block. No one really testing the deep space for Roosevelt right now.
No. They do know Augie's kind of a deep space demon. Got to be careful around him.
Okay.
Nice throw there for Manny. That's beautiful. Yeah, I'd say that the handlers are definitely the most... Ooh, good bid there by Denny. Most prominent players on this Roosevelt team. They really carry the O. Marcus up line, lots of yards. To Rowan, I'm not
up?
sure that was up. Bison calls it down. Rowan calls it up. Let's see if they go to the observers.
I think Grassfield, that would definitely be down.
Oh, yeah. That's why
Which
grass
means-
sucks.
Which means this could possibly
They're
be
calling
down.
in Observer Aubrey right now. We also have Observer Autumn on the field. Looks like a discussion going on. I wish they had mics.
For real.
I can read lips, though, so. Oh, and looks like observers are going to go into a
Is that true?
discussion.
You can read lips?
I don't want to. Don't ask me to do it, though. Okay, after the whoa, I don't know those hand signals.
Contested? That looks like contested. And
Arm.
going back.
Oh, okay, so it sounds like the observers couldn't really come to a conclusion there. Neither of them decided if it was up or down. So it's just going to go back. Marcus with the disc. Lots of arm pointing. Wish I
Love
They
it.
have a plan. Little high five there from Jack and Gavin. How cute.
Beautiful.
Tapping it in. Garfield D sets up. Looks like they're still in zone.
Nice throw. Nice throw.
Nice
Nice
throw.
throw.
Oh, but Den is
nice
there.
throw to Denny. Sorry.
I knew what you meant. Augie with the disc. Denny. In the EPS game that I just watched, there was no deep shots from EPS, from Garfield. It's just shocking because
Interesting. We haven't seen some in this game either.
no, Garfield and Roosevelt are both teams that love to test deep space and have a lot of height and people that got the hops. So I'm
Great
surprised I
throwers,
haven't seen
too.
it. Jaden to
One
Denny.
right here, Denny.
Maybe the wind has picked up a little bit. I feel like I'm seeing that down on the field.
I believe
Bison up
Nice
line.
cut.
Durgan completely unmarked. So he's going to get that disc. Oh, great number on that guy. Oh, a little fumble there from Augie. Roosevelt picking it up. And Garfield right back into that zone. Manny to Marcus. Wow, Marcus looks so chill with the disc. I'm impressed. Over the top to Rowan.
Nice high release. Working it right through the middle.
That was a goal of Roosevelt's. Talking to Manny Eckert, he said they want to move the disc very quickly through the middle, and look at them accomplishing it.
Good
to
goal.
Jack. Oh, nice little put there. Whoa.
Lots of space and time.
Still in the zone for Garfield. He wants it over the top, so he puts it, and it's not quite right.
Ouch.
I respect the effort. I think,
I saw the vision.
yeah, there was all of the Garfield defenders were pulled in right by the thrower, and so there was a lot of space to put those big throws over the top. Just didn't quite come through.
Yeah, not a terrible decision. Just the execution was a little bit off.
Jude
But
on the sideline to Durgan. Nice
that
little
was
toe.
close.
Jude. Denny looks frustrated. Good work there from Bison, just cooking. Oh my God, they're mad. Jude, back to Bison,
Nice.
through to Augie. The Garfield poppers are not getting engaged whatsoever. They are too deep, and they aren't cutting in at the right times. It's making it hard. Wow, seamless transition there for Roosevelt. On the
I mean,
D.
handlers are kind of, in my unbiased opinion, handlers are kind of the best.
Oh, yeah, I would have to say so, too. But cutters should also sometimes maybe do some stuff.
I mean, sometimes.
Good timing from Jaden.
Back on the sideline. They were
The
really
stack
dancing
is
along.
nowhere to be seen.
Okay, that's their floater.
What did I just see? I didn't see
So
anything.
Garfield is out of timeouts for the first half.
Interesting. Yeah, they look gassed. I think that's a good call. I'm excited to see what kind of play they pull out here. I feel like if I was the coach, if I was Manny or Mo, I would go zone
The coach
here.
of Roosevelt. Okay.
Yeah.
Are they going upwind a little bit?
A little bit. Just a little bit.
What's that voice?
It's just me.
It's kind of weird, man.
How I normally talk. What are you talking about? You're crazy. Let's talk about these coach interviews. I only talked to Manny for Roosevelt, but a little interesting fact is that... Oh, goodness. I just got myself confused. Let me try that again.
Okay.
So, on defense, their goal is limit Garfield's handler movement and get them out of power position as little as possible. They want to stop all those up lines. They know they have some big throwers, and they don't want to see that from Garfield. It seems like they're accomplishing that goal.
I was going to say that, yeah.
No hucks yet. I think the handler movement's still pretty successful, but really no hucks at all. Their goal, other than winning, is team chemistry, and I think I'm seeing that. I think in the past I've seen Roosevelt get pretty mad at each other on the field, and it seems like they're just playing the game and playing as best as they can together, and it looks great.
Looks like a vert downfield, but 3 handlers back, which is a little unusual
Yeah.
on offense. Usually in vert, it's 2 handlers back with 5 downfield in a stack.
And the third handler is quite close, too.
Yeah. Looks like maybe they were expecting the zone
Yeah, it seems
based
like
off the way number 8 was positioned right behind the disc. The zone has definitely worked so far. They haven't made much progress past
Nice
where
grab
they
for
called the
Bison.
timeout.
Yeah.
To
I
the
think that
middle.
the Roosevelt zone does a really good job of pushing Garfield to the sidelines. I think it makes the throwers feel like they only have one option, and it's the sideline.
Do you play much in the cup, Mira?
No.
What do you think about playing in the cup?
Actually, let me not say that. I do play in the cup sometimes, but it's when we play this very specific zone we have on
Okay.
Garfield girls. Oh,
Whoa.
little donkey kick there from Jude Small. Sorry, my man. The
Little
score is
donkey
now
kick.
5-2, Purple Haze. Yeah, like I was saying, I'm not going to reveal too much about this specific zone for Garfield girls. You'll see that in the spring when we pop out.
Right.
Um,
I guess I could reveal anything about Hale because I don't go there anymore.
but the playing cup is hard.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed because both of these teams have been putting the same people in the cup every single time, and I would be gassed.
I'm gassed just watching it.
Oh my goodness, I'm breaking.
I don't play. There's a reason I don't play cup.
Yeah, so good work from both the teams on
Yeah,
that.
shout out cup players, unsung heroes of the zone.
And I think even though Garfield has been scoring, I think that Roosevelt's zone is still very effective because it's taking Garfield quite a long time to score. This is a 110-minute game. Half is going to be at 7. And that's all I got to say to you.
Perfect.
I'd like to shout out Silas Markey on Garfield. He is at home, sick in bed. He's been sick for way too long now, and all prayers go to Garfield's Silas
Ouch.
Markey.
Unfortunate.
Going to have Kenji pulling for Garfield. We're seeing basically the same lines in over and over for both teams. That makes more sense for Garfield because they have a tiny roster, but Roosevelt definitely has a top of the roster, and they've been playing every point. Did I say Garfield or Roosevelt?
You said both in the same sentence for a different
Okay, that's what
context.
I got myself mixed up.
I feel like you did good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sometimes you need to hear it.
We have a different cup people.
Yeah, and this looks like their second wing is playing a lot closer to the disc.
Yeah.
That could be because Roosevelt's cutters are closer in.
Yeah, it does look a little different from their other zones.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more like a 4. No,
I'm
that's
not-
still a cup.
It's still a cup.
That's still 3, but
Roosevelt seems unfazed though.
again, no one
Big
really.
hammer over the top.
Ooh, wow,
Good
that was
read
nicely
there.
placed.
Jack.
I can't throw hammers.
No.
So shout out to
Hammers.
hammers.
Manny on the side.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
my goodness. And that's a good read there for Lucas coming in. Little contact.
Good one.
Both fine. And
Oh,
there
there's
seems
a
like there was
call?
a travel call way back on Manny's hammer. So that's going to go back. That's unfortunate. That was like perfectly placed. Went right over Augie's head.
Yeah.
Some discussion now.
I would agree with the observer. Yeah.
There you go. That is a Roosevelt score. 5-3. Let's see if Roosevelt can get their first break.
What do you know about 9.71S? Is that second speed cubing PB? From
Weihua?
yeah.
I know nothing about that.
That for context, that is his fun fact.
Yeah, we got Weihua on Garfield saying that he has a
9.71 second speed cubing personal best.
is speed cubing. Is that
Is that Rubik's cubing?
Rubik's cube? I assume so. That's impressive.
That is okay. Yeah, I just figured it out. Thanks. That is very impressive.
Good job, Weihua. Lots of hype from the Roosevelt parents in the stands.
This momentum could potentially turn to a break.
Yeah, be very good for Roosevelt. I really like that Roosevelt's other interesting facts is that the GX team won nationals in 2019
From who?
from Roosevelt.
No, but
Wait,
was
what?
it from a specific person?
No, it's just that's the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Have the boys ever won nationals?
Well, I don't know. They didn't tell me.
They didn't bring it up.
Let's talk more about women in sports, right?
Hashtag for real.
Hashtag for real. Nice catch there by Augie. We got the defense coming in hot for Roosevelt.
Good pull.
Roosevelt is in person, but it's a little laggy. Denny, upline to Kenji. That's a big throw.
Lots of room.
Good read. The Garfield cutters are very far from the disc. Wow, Kenji is just cooking out there.
Kenji and Denny have great chemistry from
BFFs, of course.
many years of playing together, including this summer. Shout out Remix.
Shout out Remix. Shout out Remix. Shout out Remix.
Best mixed team in the nation. Number 1.
We did take gold. Bison with the disc.
I actually wear my gold medal everywhere I go.
Bison to Jude. The stack is holding very well, not getting too messy in the end zone. I respect that. Ooh, like that little throw there from
Yeah, that
Jude.
was nice.
And it's getting a little crowded. Garfield's getting frantic. Nice swing there to Denny. And Augie into the end zone for a Garfield hold.
Nice head spike.
6-3. Oh my God. The other day I watched Kenji fully whiff a kick spike.
That's so embarrassing.
Yeah, that's
For
why I
everybody
said
involved.
it on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that Roosevelt's zone did a much better job of containing Garfield than the person. I think that
Yeah.
score was so quick for Garfield because they were in person. I guess their person matchups just aren't there right now. And if I was Roosevelt, I would go back to zone.
Zone has like a lot of uses, but sometimes it's good to use when you need to rest certain players without actually keeping them off the field.
Yeah, for sure.
Like sometimes when we would play zone, actually, never mind. I'm not going to tell you a Hale secret. I'm still loyal, but I wonder if they get on D again, if they'll throw another zone. Big wonder.
Big wonder.
I'm
Very-
excited to
so
find out. I'm on the edge of my
fascinating.
seat.
Gonna have Denny pulling for Garfield.
Din wants the din. You told me.
Scooting way back, making sure they're not off sides. I like the, I mean, I know it's observed and they kind of have to, but I liked the short time between points.
Nice.
Manny. A little over the top fake. Jude on the mark, a zone here. Ooh, some pressure from Gavin. Marcus. Lucas. Manny. Lucas. All the Roosevelt handlers look so composed with the disc. It's a beautiful sight. Manny to Lucas. Wow, look at this quick movement.
Love seeing composed handlers. Oh,
Ooh, nice grab there.
that was up.
Jude's going to call that down. It looked down, but I do
Oh,
think
really?
his hand was under it. I mean, it hit the ground at some point, but I do think his hand was under it.
I mean, you and me do have best perspective up here.
Well, of course.
Obviously.
I always have best perspective.
We should tell them.
I was blessed with that gift. Marcus. Roosevelt handlers do a really good job of taking the easy in the zone. So they're just taking the easiest pass, not holding it for too long, looking for something perfect, but just keeping the disc moving, which is a key to playing good zone O. Ooh, some cutters crashing in.
It's helpful to think of throws as like 100% or like percentage looks. So
Yeah.
100% look would be like a 1 yard dishy that you step into. Nice travel. And like a 40% look would be like a hammered triple coverage, or
That's 40. That's
a
40
little
right
bit
there.
lower percentage of a look, but it was completed.
Yeah, some good reading there. It's really interesting to see, though he doesn't have the disc right now, how involved Jack Lawson has gotten. He's an underclassman, but has quickly become a pillar of this Roosevelt team. He's definitely one of their most reliable handlers. He makes the right decision with the disc every time, and
That's really impressive. That is great news for the Roosevelt program.
Yeah.
To have a young player that.
large and in charge.
Those were exactly the words I was going to use.
Yeah, I got you with that.
Yeah.
I like that throw there from Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Rowan. I think Roosevelt's doing a better job of getting their cutters involved in the zone than Garfield is.
They've had the disc for a long time,
I
and
know.
they still have not made it past half field. So it's both a testament to their patience and the Garfield zone D
Yeah.
for keeping them on that side. So let's see who can win out first.
Yeah, this is some good clean O and some good zone.
I
Rowan.
like it.
To Manny. Wow, he hits that fake almost every time. No shade, no tea. Oh, I like the yards Manny gets when he comes up line. Like the shortest throw, he still figures out how to get yards on. That's how you know he's a vet. Ooh. Durgan gets a hand on it, but it keeps moving.
Past half field. And
Big
that
throw.
is what we call
Ooh. It
a
looks like that
20%?
was
40%
a strip.
uncontested.
Yeah, where's he going? Uncontested strip there. Rowan's going to have the disc right on the end zone line. Nice grab there from
Nice
Rowan.
quick resolution. No need to get the observers involved.
Still in the zone. Some good D there from Jaden. Manny. Ooh. Getting a little shifty with it. Manny. Oh, and a big hammer over the top. And Augie Bonnell comes down with it.
Let's see.
I think that's one of those moments where you've just been working for so long and you
That hurts my
just
heart to
want
see.
to score. Kenji is streaking deep. Is Denny going to hit it? No. Jude on the sideline.
If we had people taking stats, I'd like to see how many throws Roosevelt completed on that point.
Yeah, that was That was
Ooh,
majestic.
risky.
Oh, it's still there, and Denny comes down with
Wow, that's nice.
it. And into the end zone for Durgan McBroom. Unfortunately, I think the Roosevelt D there helped Garfield a lot more than if he didn't D it. You know what I mean? Because he got a lot of yards off the MAC.
Like Mac, yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate for Roosevelt. That was a good heads-up D there. And I really want to shout out the Roosevelt O on that point. You know, it's hard when the other team scores. It's hard to recognize the successes you've been having. But that was some of the best composure I've ever seen from like a high school team in a zone.
Wow, big praise.
That's looking like some good college ulti. I want to give a quick shout out to Ulti Coffee because Ulti Coffee. This would not be a Disc Northwest stream if we didn't do a little Ulti Coffee promo. If you don't know, this is an organization founded and ran by high school Ultimate players. Shout out Nobi, shout out Dora, shout out Bison. Two of the people that run it now are currently on the field. We got Kenji and Bison. This is a program that delivers Olympia coffee and Lighthouse coffee to your doorstep every week. This raises funds for Youth Ultimate. Every profit goes to Disc Northwest YDF, which is the Youth Development Fund. I can tell you I'm a passionate volunteer for Ulti Coffee. This is an organization that you should care about. If you love Frisbee, if you love coffee, if you just like making kids happy, you should check them out. Follow them on Instagram at ulti.coffee and go to the website to find out more at ultimatecoffee.org. Thank you, Ulti Coffee, for all you do.
Is it true that they deliver coffee and instead of using cups, it's just Frisbees? Is that true?
That's kind of an organization secret.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we don't really like to
Okay,
talk
wait,
about
you
that.
have to buy it to find out.
Yeah, hey. All right, Garfield's coming down in the zone, and of course Roosevelt's getting it moving very quickly.
They look a lot more comfortable moving it downwind than they do upwind, which makes sense.
Oh,
I
and a
jinxed him. Sorry.
miscommunication. Yeah, that was all you.
Commentator's curse, my bad.
Yes, but that's definitely true. The downwind has a big impact.
Okay, Garfield now going a bit upwind. Let's see.
Their vert stack is far too deep for my liking. Sorry.
Tell him.
Ooh, little poach threat there from Manny Burson, and a good switch.
I was going to say.
I like that.
You stole my idea.
Sorry. We got Ty with the disc. He's a freshman. Augie. Wow, look at that switch again. Manny's killing it on the
I wonder if
switches
they
today.
practiced that.
Ruben to Augie.
I love no pivot backhands. They've literally never been hit
Whoa,
blocked.
I've never seen a move quite like that. We got Augie with the disc.
Pioneer.
Yeah, there's hardly any
Nice
yard
easy
gaining.
read.
Well, why did I just say that? Because now we got Alex Muse on the sideline. I got called out recently. Apparently it's Muse and not Muss. So,
How long have you known him?
not very long.
Oh,
That's not
okay.
true. For like 3 years at this point.
Wow.
Ooh, and a
L
laser
friend.
to the end zone.
Wait, that was beautiful. That was
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah, he just snuck that right past the entire Roosevelt D.
And that was upwind?
Something like that. Was that Weiwa? Garfield. Whoa, you're right. That is half. I did say half was 7, but it's actually 8. So very quickly, Garfield Bulldogs, Purple Haze, my bad, has taken half 8-3. We got about an hour left on the clock.
Bulldogs are bulldozing.
Bulldogs are bulldozing. I'm really excited to see how Roosevelt uses this timeout and how they're going to come out firing. I think they're a fairly resilient team, and I think they have a lot of energy and a lot of hype. So excited to see how they come out of this half. We're going to take a quick little break, but we'll see y'all soon. So stay tuned. Peace out. Check.
Check.
Are we in? Hello and welcome back to the second half of Disc Northwest BX State Semifinals 1. The score is currently 8-3, and we have Garfield with the disc. Was there a turn on this point?
8-3 Garfield, by the way. In case you don't remember. In case they don't put this screen.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they probably do. I don't know. I said that.
Oh, and
no.
too high there for Kenji. Did Garfield start on O or D for this coming out of half? I wasn't looking.
Garfield started on defense. Offense.
Offense.
Did they? Offense.
Okay, so first turn on the point. We're going to have Manny picking it up on the sideline. Let's see if they can get the much-needed break here. Harrison.
I think you have some experience with the score of 8-3. What do you...
I think it's the worst score in all of Frisbee.
Okay, expand on that.
Do I have to? It's just very traumatizing.
Ooh!
Wow, there's a lot of contact there, but from my perspective, he hit the disc.
I would low-key not call that. Well, actually, probably I would, but...
I think that he hit the disc before there was contact. I think the contact came after the D.
So it could be incidental contact.
So I don't think it's a foul.
I guess I wouldn't say that was a foul. My argument might be dangerous play. I think that's what I would say. I might call that for a dangerous play.
Some discussion going on. Observers called in.
But I don't know if it affected his ability to catch the Frisbee.
Yeah, it was interesting. He was on a very straight line, and Bison kind of came at an angle. Which is, if you don't know, you have the right to the space around you. So if you're going straight up or in a straight line, if somebody comes into that space from a different angle, then that's no good.
No good.
Some still discussion going on. The clock does not stop for calls.
Handshake between the two players.
Beautiful.
What player or person in Ultimate Frisbee do you know that knows the most about the rulebook?
Oh.
I have my answer locked and loaded.
Let's hear it.
Willie Saxon.
Oh, it's going to be Willie Saxon.
I remember we were playing you. We were playing you in Spring Rain, and there was a discussion about calls. Okay, resolved and not a foul. Nothing called Garfield with the disc.
And there's going to be a foul call downfield. Didn't have to do with the disc, but there's some contact between Denny and number 15, Caldernita.
We were playing you in Spring Rain, and there was some discussion about coming out of a timeout about the rules about like injury subbing. And I asked my coach, Dom, shout out Dominic Caballero. And we were like, oh wait, we're low-key not sure. And so we like turned to our sideline and we're like, hey Willie.
That boy has read the rulebook front to back.
Use him as
That's
a
his
rulebook.
That's his bedtime story. He reads that to himself every night to go to bed.
You're funny.
All right, so the disc is going to go back to Bison because that is when Bison has the disc. Oh my God. When Bison had
True.
Oh my goodness, leave me alone. When Bison had the disc, that's when the contact downfield occurred. Still some discussion going on, I think, about what the stall was.
I think the viewers are on the edges of their seats wondering about your 8-3 score story. Are you going to leave them hanging?
Yes.
Okay. 8-3. I also have some experience with that score. It can be the worst. It can be the best story ever by certain standards.
Jude with the disc.
A score here for
great defense there for Manny locking up Bison.
Both teams would be pivotal.
Whoa. Little bobble on the catch.
If Garfield scores here.
That is a beautiful high release to Kenji. Good timing on that cut.
Nice.
We have I didn't shout this out, but we have a very different lineup on the field for Roosevelt. These are players we haven't seen in yet.
Still not many Huck looks from either
not
team
at all.
in any of the points. A little travel.
Denny, 2 Bison into the end zone for the first score out of half. 9-3.
Was that bookends that he's signaling? I saw him go like this.
Who knows what that means?
That means bookends, girl. I know what that means.
There is plenty of time left in this game for Roosevelt to come back. There's a little under an hour left. The game's to 15 or 13?
15. Don't know why you're looking at me, but I'm going to confidently say 15, and we'll find out if I'm wrong. Place your bets.
Yeah, so I think there's plenty of time. But I also think that Roosevelt's got it in them. They're here for for a reason. They're in the stadium for
And
a reason.
To tie, all they need to do is score 6 times in a row.
I've done it before.
Mira alone, 1v7, has scored 6 points in a row against the Garfield boys.
I hate to
D-line.
brag, but
Do you?
yes. We're going to see Augie pulling for Garfield. And here's that classic Roosevelt O-line.
So many players in hats right now.
I know, it's become more trendy.
I don't know if I think I've done it before and it just falls off.
It's quite hard.
I've played in a bucket hat.
Ooh, big put down the middle. Good find.
Looked really good, too.
Wow, Jack just cooking the Garfield Cup.
Wow.
Jack
Frisbee
Lawson,
moving so much.
unstoppable. Lucas with the disc. Little dump there. Swinging to Marcus.
Okay, look like...
Whoa, another miscommunication. We've been seeing that a lot in the Cup. I think what makes them really successful has become their downfall a little bit. Like, they're moving it quickly.
That was poetic.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
They're moving it quickly, but I think as the score difference has increased, they've begun to move it frantically, and there's a big difference. Augie with the disc, shooting crossfield to Jaden.
Great look.
I feel like Roosevelt is not respecting Jaden's presence on the field. He's a newer Frisbee player, and a lot of people may not know him. But
Fast.
yeah, he's very fast, and I think they're kind of poaching off of him because they don't see him as a threat, but he keeps getting open. Durgan with the disc. Swinging.
A little throw up inside, go up inside.
Me and Durgan and this kid Gabe Montgomery used to play Harry Potter in elementary school.
Of course
I was Hermione. Durgan was Ron, of course. Look at the ginger hair. So those are the good old days. Ooh, and that is just a little too low.
Gotta get on D, though.
Good effort there from Durgan.
If I were on Roosevelt, I'd throw it immediately into the end zone, and it would be a completion, and everybody would cheer.
Right. Lucas with the disc.
Interesting fact about me, I just never turned it over when I hit the first one.
Really? Wow. Jack Lawson is just cutting through the Roosevelt
Nice head
Garfield
fake.
Cup.
Head pump.
Head shimmy.
Yep.
Ooh. Nice little find there
Always
for the middle.
works.
Look at this flow.
It's nice
Ooh,
flow.
the middle is way too open. I think that their
Stress me out.
Garfield's middle is getting pulled into
Whoa,
the
bit of a double
disc.
team there.
Ooh, and a little scuba over the top. I love that throw
That
for
was
a
nice.
Roosevelt score.
Mm-hmm.
I think what happened there, like I started saying, is that the middle wall for Garfield's defense was just getting pulled into the throwing space. And so it left that middle really weak and really open. And so they were just throwing it over the top and straight through the middle over and over. And the Garfield wasn't quite responding to it. So it was good heads up there by Roosevelt to find that.
Very insightful. You sound like you know a lot about Frisbee.
I actually just started playing.
I was going to ask you, like, what? It's been a couple years?
I have been
Like 1 or 2?
playing for about a month now.
Okay.
Just kidding, guys. I say this every stream, but I have been playing since 2nd grade.
Wow.
My parents both play, so I've been. My first memory ever is getting hit in the face with a disc and
I do remember
bleeding
that.
profusely.
Good word.
So I have a lot of memories, a lot of good memories with Frisbee. Yeah.
Post-Frisbee concussion from being hit in the face by a Frisbee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see Lucas pulling for Roosevelt. What is up with those cones in the end zone? I like the color on Lucas's cleats. Wow, that's a
Very
big
observer.
pull. Holy moly. Wow, I like the float time on that. It gets Roosevelt's D down there.
I'm impressed that stayed in bounds.
Oh, did you see that? No, look.
Yeah, I saw
Hold
it, Mira.
hold
I saw
on. Sorry, I'm really impressed. Ty, he's been practicing that. I haven't seen that before. Augie with this. Why is he so smiley about? Nothing's funny. Jude under. Oh, great timing.
Why
there.
is he so smiley? Why is he so smiley about?
Riddle me this. Ooh, looks like Garfield is having a little
Throw
trouble
it.
getting their cutters involved. Beautiful swing there to Jude. I think similar to Roosevelt, Garfield's handlers are very much the masters of this ship. Yikes. Denny with the disc. Big fake into the end zone.
Holstering.
They
What were you going to say?
quick transition into
Woo.
vert there for them in the end zone. Oh, I like that idea, but it's just a little too far there for Bison.
Who's your favorite stat patter ever?
I'd have to go with Denny Bowman.
Danny Boomin?
Denny Boomin, make it boom.
Danny Boomin, make it boom.
That's a real stat patter right there.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, kicking the pillar. He's a boss. Harrison with the disc.
Right past the cones on the field.
Ooh. Manny through the middle.
It always stresses me out so
Too far there. And there's a call on the throw.
It uncontested.
Yeah.
It always stresses me out playing from my own end zone.
Oh, it's terrifying.
Especially with some turbulent winds.
So
like
much
things
pressure.
things that are normally like 70-80% looks have so much more pressure mounted onto them because hey.
Sorry.
Hey.
Harrison with
You
the
have to
disc.
be nice to me. I came
that
all the
was-
way from college.
Girl.
I came all the way from Harvard.
That's an unfortunate drop there. Let's see if Roosevelt can get it back. Some really good handler D there by Manny. Good Lord. Locking him up.
Like you said earlier, Roosevelt does have a lot of time. 45 minutes. A lot can happen.
Wow, big upline for Denny. Doesn't hit it.
But because there's so much time.
Stall count gets high, but he throws a perfect blade into the arms of Denny Boomin. He just made it boom.
He just made a boom. He just boomed all over the field.
Ew. Wow, it's interesting to see a high
Roosevelt
stall
looks pretty
count
mad.
throw be so perfect. I think when it gets high stall count, you kind of just throw it wherever you can. But that was
Maybe you do.
well, yeah, because I suck at frisbee.
I mean, hey, be nice to yourself. You've only been playing a month.
That was a very accurate high stall count throw. I respect it. Yeah, Roosevelt does look mad. I mean, I'd be pissed. The score is now 10-4.
Like you noted earlier, lots of players who stayed on the field the whole time.
Yeah.
And, not really getting much of a rest, which I know from personal experience can be a bit tiring.
It's very tiring. It's hard to keep, like, there's very little time for, like, you gotta let your body rest, but you also gotta let your mind rest. Like, if you've been on the field the entire game, like, you feel crazy.
True.
Like, your mind is going a million miles a minute. So respect to the Roosevelt players that haven't taken a break.
It's hard to, like, keep your own mentality in check while also, like, hyping up your teammates and, like,
Yeah.
trying to fight this battle.
This
an
is
uphill battle.
The largest point difference we've seen when these teams have played ever.
It's true.
I mean, this season is what I mean by
Ever.
in the whole freaking world. Through the middle to number 23, Grayson.
They always do. Roosevelt O-line always does so well, working it up until like they're 30,
Yeah.
and then they slow it down.
I think that they just don't have very good end zone composure, which is hard because they do such incredible work to get it down there, and then they get a little frantic, which I understand. It's hard. It's very hard not to. Especially when Garfield stays in zone into the end zone, it feels kind of like claustrophobic if you have that many people near you when you're trying to score. Swinging there to Marcus.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, wow, nice block. At this point, I would have been out of zone, but hey,
Yes,
it
it works.
It works.
Gavin Fischel with the D. I'd like to thank Gavin for carrying me in AP Stats. Oh, the first hug of the game! And it's...
Oh my God!
And he shows it to the crowd. Let's see if they can stay.
That was crazy.
I don't...
Oh.
Injury.
It looks
He's
like
tapping his
stall
head.
Injury and timeout.
And rub the head and... Oh, he definitely did hit his head. So he's going to put the disc down and touch his hair.
Sorry,
I'm really confused because...
Travel?
Turnover.
Oh.
What?
Wait, what is... Okay.
Injury sub. Injury sub. I would like to shout out that catch.
Wow.
I mean, obviously, I have known Durgan almost my whole life. Didn't know he could do that.
Is that Ron
Didn't know he
Weasley?
could do that. That's Ron Weasley for you. Casting spells on the field. And maybe I know why now they haven't been hugging it all game, because it's not the cleanest thing I've ever seen, but, you know. Subbing in Jude Small right on the end zone line.
Sometimes you just gotta throw it.
Period.
And I've always said that.
Let's see if Roosevelt can contain Garfield in this end zone. Jude with a big dump there. Sorry. Jude trying to jump it in, but
that didn't look like
and
it
the
was in, but
Rose and the
Roosevelt
observers are calling that a score. Have we been making fun of Jude's donkey kick all game? Yes. Is it effective? Yes. That's like probably the third time he's jumped it in today.
I would
including the EPS
just
game.
caution everybody to give him like a bit of a radius, just some space, because I
His
would
legs
want
are
to
flying
get
everywhere.
hit like a flying cleat.
That's
That's also a strategy. Just start kicking
just play dirty.
people. No, that's not what I meant.
Right. Isabella, cheater.
Hey.
That's a really hard point to come off of for Roosevelt, because it's one of those things where it's like somebody makes a miraculous play and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like their defense played so hard, but you can't. That's like a 1 in 100 situation where he catches that. So it's like it's hard not to beat yourself up, but it's also impossible to stop him from making a crazy play like that.
If you were a captain or coach of the Roosevelt team, what would you be telling
I
your
think
guys here?
my boys.
My boys.
I would say my boys. Let's call it timeout. I am a infamous. What am I trying to say? I hate timeouts. Is what I'm trying to say. But I think I don't know how this team functions. I don't know what Roosevelt needs to do in this type of situation usually. But if I were them, if I was the captain, I would say, "Hey, coaches, let's call a timeout." We'd come off the field. We'd take a deep breath. We'd calm down because we'd all been
deep breath,
playing super hard, and then I would give him the craziest pep talk of all time. I
would
think
you?
that
Wow.
in a situation where you're down by this much, at this point you kind of need to fuel it with maybe some rage or something, because it's like obviously like they're playing so well, and it's like at this point you need to find another fuel.
You're playing for your season right now.
Yeah, like you come off, give him a pep talk that makes him angry, that makes him aggressive, and get him back on the field.
Can you give us like a little preview?
No, I'm good on that.
Please?
No.
For the viewers?
Ooh, nice grab there by Manny. Ooh, big hammer, and there's not really anyone in the area.
Why was that perfect?
Wow. Look how clean he came down with that. That was kind of beautiful.
One-handed. Scares me.
Rowan with the disc.
Surely they convert here.
Roosevelt doing a good job of all getting down there into the end zone. Harrison.
Nice field direction.
The cup looks tired. Garfield's cup looks tired. Look at that hammer. Are you kidding me? That was picture perfect.
Shout out hammers.
I've been a long time hammer hater, but now I'm coming to realize that I hate hammers because I don't have one.
I think that's the only throw I don't have. Okay. That's
Whoa.
not true.
But like, every time I see a hammer, I'm like, oh my God, why would you throw that? But then you see a hammer.
But then it's perfect.
You see a hammer like that, and it's beautiful, and it's like I'm only realizing that this
you hate what you don't understand.
This hate is all jealousy.
Yep.
And I am gonna say it now. Hammers rule. That's the first time I ever said that in my whole life.
Wow, on stream.
And
What's the timestamp for that?
Thank you, Jack Lawson, for showing me that. That almost brought a tear to my eye. That was a beautiful hammer just now. Manny had a good one, but that one, come on.
Okay.
Come on.
Really? You would say that one was better than
Right into Rowan's hands. Right there.
Wait, are we thinking of the same hammer?
Don't want to just happen.
What
are you talking about?
I thought that was Manny that threw it.
That was Jack.
Like the first hammer? There were two hammers on that point.
They just scored just now with a hammer. And a Jack Lawson threw it.
That was shorter, though. The other one was like a longer throw.
What are we talking about right now? Hammers are awesome!
Hammers are awesome.
Let's change the subject.
Yeah, that was getting a little too heated.
All right, we got Manny Burson. I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but I'm going to keep saying it. Talking to the line. The Frisbee vet he is. Going to see Lucas pulling. Big outside in. Wow, I am very impressed this game by Lucas's pulls. Some of the best. I think that's like he has some of the best pulls.
Good pull
in boys
coverage
Frisbee
too.
right now.
Great pull coverage.
Yeah, gives his teammates so much time to get down there.
Stops the end it. Oh!
Ooh, beautiful catch there for Demi Boomin.
Denden's getting his Denden.
And look how he just steps right up and throws a beautiful forehand.
I need some recovery time after bidding. Actually, I don't. But like, After that bid, I would need some recovery
Yeah.
time. That looked
And
like
he hit the
nightmare.
ground a lot in the EPS game, too, so he's probably all jiggled up.
Don't say that word ever.
Sorry. Jude
It's
with the
okay.
disc.
I'm a big fan of, like, between handler throws, of, like, throwing it with no cuts. Like, if you don't have to
Yeah.
cut, you shouldn't cut.
Wow, and freshman Ty Rosenberg, I think is his last name. Yes, I am correct. Into the end zone for a Garfield score, 12-5. I think that the future is bright for this boys Garfield program. They are graduating so many, but they do a really good job of lifting the underclassmen up.
From an insider's perspective, how would you describe the Garfield team culture?
I think it is so silly, but so passionate and intense at the same time. I think it's quite beautiful, actually. I do want to shout out Roosevelt's handler D on that point. Those handlers were fighting to get open, especially Manny, like in the back. Do I sound like a Manny Glazer? But truly, from all of them that were guarding handlers on that point, it took a lot of shimmies and a lot of steps for the cutters or the handlers to get open. So shout out. And the sideline, Garfield sideline, hyping up Mr. Durgan McBroom. A little fun fact about him: his first name is not actually Durgan. His full name is Douglas Durgan McBroom.
Wow. My jaw just dropped.
Oh, wow. Spin pull there for Augie. Nice hang time on that. Calm little catch there by Manny. Garfield's coming down in zone, of course.
I love when players wear visors and parts of their hair stick directly up into the air.
Wonder who we're talking about right now.
Just thought I'd shout that out.
Jack Lawson with the disc.
Hey, if we're doing shots.
Is that a push pass?
Push pass.
I respect that.
Okay, now you sound like a Manny Glazer.
Whoa.
Spin move.
Ooh, and a little over the top there. Jaden tries to get in there, but nice snag for Roosevelt.
Right through the middle.
They have a rail
Lefty.
streaking deep, but they're not hitting it. Harrison with the disc. Oh, he wants it. Ooh, he just spun the mark around with that fake. I hope you guys saw that.
They probably did.
Number 15, Calder with the disc. Back to him. Manny to Harrison.
Travel. Sorry.
Manny. Jack. And a hammer again. Is it going to work this time? Yes, it will.
Wow.
Calder Nita for a Roosevelt hold. Again, beautiful hammer. Score is now 12-5.
How many hammer assists do we have in this game? Do you remember?
It's at least
5.
what?
It's
It's
a joke.
2, 3?
I forgot you guys can hear me.
2, 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
That's unusual. If you don't watch a lot of Frisbee, that's not usually the case.
I think it's kind of a testament. That's the second time I've used that word
And that's
on
okay.
stream. Just forget about it. Don't judge me. I do have a wide vocabulary. I'm going to use it again. I think that's a testament to the evolution of Frisbee.
Yeah.
And just, like, offenses. I mean, this is literally with every sport, but, like, offenses have evolved, and that makes defense better. And then defense has evolved to make offense better. And I think, like, so many of these little throws, like the push pass, all the lefties, the no pivot throws, the hammers, like
they wouldn't
so many of these you wouldn't see
a couple years ago even.
Yeah, or like 10, you know.
Yeah, because I think like it's really interesting to see because those throws would not be respected at all a bunch of years back.
Yeah.
And I think Frisbee, since it's a fairly new sport, is changing so rapidly, and it's really interesting to see, like, even me who's been doing this, I'm not very old, but I've been doing this commentary since I was 7, and even
really?
Yes, 8, something like that.
That's crazy.
The game has even changed so much in my lifetime. Like, watching these high school games,
Good pull coverage.
youth Frisbee has changed hugely. All right, Augie with the disc. Roosevelt's doing a good job of just pushing them back into their end zone.
If we see a Callahan from Roosevelt here, that could really jumpstart their momentum.
Yeah, I think it would shift the
Into
entire energy. Wow,
getting
big travel there from
Yeah,
Benny.
that was huge.
Oh, it looks like the Roosevelt defense is a little frustrated not having the right coverage.
That is frustrating.
Dumping it back. Augie with the disc.
Whoa, good fake.
Looks like we see Durgan back in, which is good. He's not injured.
Nice throw.
On the sideline. Wow, some contact on that mark.
Denny looks so calm about it. Probably super chill when he's discussing this.
Good joke.
Joke? What do you mean?
Joke? Where? I don't understand contesting a contact call or another small call
Especially
like that.
on like stall 1.
2. Yeah. And if a goal doesn't hinge on it or like some big change on the field doesn't hinge on it, then I just don't understand.
I
the
say play
contest.
on.
Yeah.
I say play on, play on, play on.
I say play frisbee.
I love watching the body language of people discussing calls
Oh my
when I
God.
can't hear what they're saying.
And the way they reenact it always cracks me up. 'Cause it's like they just keep doing the same thing over and over and nobody's mind is changing.
No, that changed my mind.
Good coverage there. Bison with the disc. Ooh, I like the point and throw.
I
Bossy.
love pointing and throwing in combination. I'm a big fan of that.
It's very powerful.
It's
Augie with the
very
disc.
field general.
Wow, the Roosevelt defense is doing a really good job of...
That's out.
That
Sorry,
was
girl.
definitely out. Good sportsmanship there from Kenji.
Recognizing immediately.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just complimenting the way Roosevelt wasn't letting him get downfield, and look at that. He just pushed him right back and out.
You did that.
That was all me. Just kidding. Roosevelt, congrats. On the sideline, a little contact, but Lucas keeps it in.
Keats.
Ooh! That's a nice throw.
That was nice.
Harrison with the disc. Hitting the wide.
Oh.
That is so unfortunate. I think that cutter, this is crazy to say, was running too fast for his own good. He came streaking under, and the disc hit him so quickly that he
Too
just
hard
couldn't.
in the hands.
Just too speedy.
Go to.
Bison with it.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
Alex Muse is
Okay.
uncovered, but he doesn't throw it. Augie.
Loss of yards to the middle.
I don't like how deep they're setting up. I think it's stressing me out. There we go. Kenji bringing it under.
You remember when it was called the Stackmaster?
It's a terrible name.
But people still do it sometimes.
It's just,
which I
it's
just
so
think is
elementary
fun.
school.
Oh,
Hey,
nice
nice grab
grab.
from Augie. So, 3rd grade. A little inside there. Jude under.
What are your thoughts on like hitting the inside window versus the around?
Ooh, a hand block there from Lucas, but
Oh,
he
angry.
stays up and trying to hit Ty over the top. Oh, that's not Ty, that's Durgan. And
Oh, wow.
that is a Garfield score.
Wow, Lucas is
13-6.
very, very angry.
Honestly, I get it. I think a hand block changes the vibe so much because it's so cool and it's so bossy that it's like.
So does a foot block.
So does a foot block. Like if your team gets a hand block, you're so hyped. And I think that hand block would have been really helpful for their energy. And it's hard. It's hard when it doesn't work out.
More than anything, energy is super important for both teams right now.
Yeah.
Is Lucas a captain?
He is. I just said that. I don't know if that's the answer.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's super smart to say that it's important for both teams because Garfield can't let up here. It is 13-6, but that doesn't mean that they are allowed. They haven't won yet, and they have to keep working hard. And Roosevelt has to keep their heads high and keep working hard
Hey,
as well.
I was right. It is to 15, not 13.
You're a freaking genius.
Give me my flowers. Give me my Cadbury eggs.
True. All right, we're gonna have Augie pulling.
I think in situations like these, for Roosevelt, being down 13-6, like, the most important thing I would stress, I hate that when that happens. The most important thing is, like,
Have fun.
have fun.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, crazy 2-person D there. Yeah, but
that's a foul called.
while they discuss this
Interesting.
call, I actually really want to shout out what you said because it's like, it's fairly unrealistic to say that you're going to come back in 30 minutes.
From a 13-6 deficit.
So instead of trying to win and letting yourself get angry with your teammates and letting
Mhm.
yourself get angry with yourself, play how you want to play and have the time of your life doing it because playing in a stadium is a privilege And playing, if you're a senior, playing with your besties for the last time and playing your heart out on the field is more important than trying to win a game that you unfortunately may not win.
And more often than not, like, that's exactly what you need. Like, playing loose, and on the teams that I've played for, we play best when we're having fun and when
you're going to find more success.
more relaxed.
It's also like it feels so much better to come out of a game you lost, proud of the way you played and having good memories on the field than coming out of it just angry. It's really hard to do, though, because it's like you want to win, obviously.
Yeah.
But okay, so there's a really long discussion here. The disc is given back to Jaden on Garfield, and that D happened so fast that I am not sure what really went on, but I think it's going to be a Garfield disc. The O and the D are so collapsed. Like, everyone is around that disc right now. And Jaden taps it in for Garfield, looking for a handler.
Oh, another lefty. Oh, yeah.
Whoa, I didn't know that about him.
That's a big
tie under.
That was such a tight window.
That was a good throw, though.
I don't know if you ever answered my question about inside window versus around.
Oh, I didn't. I think insides look cooler, but I think that people force them too often when they should just throw it around.
Yeah. It's hard to make that, like, split-second decision.
They're kind of running a little, like, three-person dominator right now, getting it closer to the end zone and tie with the disc.
Do you think they're trying to, or do you think that's just
No, I think that's
what's going on?
I think that just happened because they got pushed so far from the end zone. But they're a little closer now. Augie's looking for Ty. Hitting Jason into the end zone, and that's bookends for Garfield.
Wow.
14-6. So this next point is game point. Game point. And I have been trying not to talk about this because I'm trying to sound chill and unbiased, and I am. But I have been playing with many of these Garfield boys legit since 3rd grade. Shout out Kenji, shout out Jude, shout out Tommy, shout out Bison since middle school and Durgan since elementary school. Like,
this is Garfield history.
This is history. Yeah, and the reason that I think Garfield has such good chemistry is because the core handlers and core group have been playing together since elementary school and middle school. Shout out Madronuts. Shout out Meanie Sea Lions. Yeah, and I think that really comes into play here. Like, you could see on the field the love.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a game point like this, when you're down so much, just do what you want to do on the field for Roosevelt.
Put your seniors out, maybe.
Yeah, live it up.
Hurrah.
I don't know. Maybe they can stop Garfield from scoring here. Keep the game going on for another 25 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. If we're doing shout-outs, it is Lauren Gadoo's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Lolo.
Lauren Gadoo.
Never called her that in my entire life. I apologize. We have a little bit of a more unconventional line for Garfield here. Some underclassmen.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, we got Manny with the disc. Way to get it moving immediately. I keep saying that, but it's so effective. Jack with the disc. Oh, did he hurt himself?
No, I don't know.
Oh, no, he's just... Wow! Look at that blade. Harrison shooting the end zone for a wide open number 8.
That's nice.
That is beautiful. Wow. That's the first deep shot.
Ooh, good kick spike, too.
It's the first, like, deep shot we've seen from Roosevelt, and that was stunning. Stunning. All right. Still game point, but the score is now 14-7 Roosevelt. Nope. Sorry, Garfield.
Sorry.
See.
Cone's still out on the field on that end zone.
What does this mean? It's a code for something. It's a secret we don't know about.
God, you're so smart.
Yeah. Lucas is going to pull for Roosevelt. Oh, by the way, Lucas and Harrison are going to play the new Fortnite season together. Is that cute? Yes. I played the new Fortnite season today.
Did you? Oh my God. Tell me about it. No
It's
spoilers.
freaking awesome. They have Ice Spice in there and Snoop Dogg and Eminem.
You're kidding.
No.
Stop the stream. If you're watching,
Okay,
turn it off.
Go play Fortnite. No, But let me just say this really quick. Thank God there's a new season. The Marvel thing was getting annoying. Anyways, back to the game. Not Fortnite game, Frisbee game. Big pull there for Lucas. Defense setting up.
Again with the big floaty pole.
Some Z here.
Landing in bounds.
Nope, person. I am a freaking liar.
True.
Augie with the disc. Under to Denny. Garfield used to have a coach named Terry, and he pronounced Denny's name like Dinny, and Kenji like Kinji. Dinny and Kinji.
Din and Kin. Beautiful.
Augie, nice high release there to Jude. Kenji with a big under.
I thought he was going to throw that. Oh,
well, no, of course he has to throw that. Wow. That is just the most precious thing I have ever seen.
Oh, wow.
Kenji to Denny.
To Denny Boomin.
Oh, and that is the game.
That warms my heart, I got to tell you.
Look at the hype on the field
that
there
really
for Garfield.
warms my heart.
And look at the Garfield girls team rushing the field.
You should be out there.
I have bigger and better things to do. That was a joke. So, Garfield boys will be moving on to state finals. The ending score of that is 15-7. I want to give a big shout out to both teams. Incredible performances on both. Don't do that to me right now. Incredible performances from both teams.
Wow, mark the date. That is historic for Garfield boys.
Big history has been made. And look at just the love between Manny and Jude. Oh, my God, my heart can't take it.
First time? You said first time to state in...
First time to state finals ever.
Ever. Huge congrats.
Yeah. Congrats to Roosevelt for making it here. Incredible season. I've loved watching them play. And stay tuned. Next game is going to be Cleveland versus Northwest School. It'll be a showdown.
House.
Yeah, so watch that. That will be at 6:30. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And have a good night.
Good night.